Okay, help me here. Why do guys that I'm interested in end up not wanting to pursue me? And then guys that I'm not interested in pursue me and pursue me hard and do not give up? Please make it make sense.
Okay, so this is a video I actually reacted to recently. But since then, it seems like she got a lot of feedback regarding what she said. I can't remember my reaction exactly, but it was probably somewhere along the lines of chasing men who have a lot of options, all women wanting the same type of guy, and the good guys, who may be seen as less exciting or whatever, just continue to get ignored. She didn't make a second video to this because of what I said though. It was because of what went down in the comments, so let's check it out.
You are putting higher value on yourself than what the market believes it's worth.
You are attracted to the top 1% of guys that 95% of gals are interested in and have tons of options. No need to chase or pursue for them. Up your market value.
Just because you like the car, it doesn't mean you can afford it.
From what I could see, most of the comments were like this, which I'm guessing rubbed her the wrong way because she had to clap back.
So I know it's the internet and you guys can say whatever you want, but after my last video, I put things out here because I really thought women would pick it up, but everything in the comments is a lot of guys, and most of the comments are hurtful and probably unnecessary, but whatever, it's the internet.
I mean, at least it seems like she's taking it on the chin. At the end of the day though, if you're gonna open your mouth and talk online, you should expect the internet to do what it does. And the people your content reaches might not always agree with what you've got to say, but let's carry on.
But I don't think you have the whole picture of who I am, what I've been through. I was in a 6-year relationship with somebody. They moved from Florida to Arizona with my boys and I a year and a half ago. 3 months in, he went back to Florida and he never came back. And so I dealt with all of that for a long time. And then I told myself that I was ready, I was healed and I was ready to let someone into my life. And I, because I'm new to Arizona and stuff, I was like, well, I'll get on a dating app. So I did, and I met this guy and it was great. During my healing process, I knew exactly what I was not willing to take from my past relationship and accept, and what I was looking for in a partner, and somebody that would be good for my boys too, because they're younger. They still have quite a few years in the home, so.
I haven't really checked out the comments on this video yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if there was talk about how she's a single mom, which is why the dude left. But honestly, if they were together for 6 years, I doubt that her being a single mom had anything to do with it. I am curious about why he'd suddenly up and vanish like that, but maybe she'll get into it.
This person was great and our energy matched. He reciprocated the feelings. I actually was feeding off of his energy. And then on a random Tuesday, literally a random Tuesday, he decided I wasn't for him, and that broke my heart because I had gone through all of this healing.
So I guess she's talking about a dude she met after her partner of 6 years pulled a Houdini. And I don't think whatever they had going on lasted very long. So there is a chance that he was just looking for a good time until he'd had his fill. But that's just an assumption. I could be wrong.
And it's why do people heal just to be hurt again? So I feel like I'm on the downward hill of turning 40, and I'm a genuinely good person, and it just hurts that I just don't know why I always get hurt. I always get the short end of the stick because the person that went back to Arizona or back to Florida, they're thriving, doing well, they're dating somebody else, and me, I'm so I think I just need to work on being okay being alone. It's just hurtful. And so I know from other people's videos that there are people feeling the same way. And so I just share, and I'm vulnerable. I didn't expect all the hurtful, hateful comments, but anyways.
I mean, this is a tough one because we don't know anything about these men she was dating and what it was about them that got her so attracted. She mentioned that she was turning 40, so I've got to wonder if that has anything to do with how she's approaching relationships. Are the guys feeling pressure to move things along very fast, or are they just looking for a good time? The first guy who left is still bothering me though, and the fact that he's got someone new in his life now makes me wonder if moving with her and her kids was too big of a life change, and maybe having kids of his own is something he wanted to do. Honestly though, we have no idea, but maybe you guys have some thoughts about this whole thing. Now, she did post another video that goes more into her situation, and after that, I just found a clip of her going into more detail about the whole chasing the guy who doesn't want her back thing, which I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely eat up. Before we get back into it though, hit that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. It lets YouTube know we're here and really helps out the channel.
So I appreciate this comment and all the very kind comments that everybody's leaving on my latest video. However, I do kind of want to touch on the first part of this because I have been so vulnerable, and why not continue? So yes, in like a normal life, we all hope to live into our 80s, 90s, 100, hopefully. But unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. And a lot of us don't think that or process that at all. But almost 8 years ago, I was in a very bad car accident where a drunk driver hit me, and it killed him on impact and it killed my passenger on impact. I was the only survivor. I was airlifted. I was in the hospital for 5 days.
Damn. And I'm guessing that she's talking about the father of her kids who died in the accident. I can't imagine what that must have been like. And this is exactly why I never jump to conclusions about why someone may be a single parent. The fact is, you just never know what someone's going through. And even though there are a lot of people out here running amok, it's not everyone. So you've got to keep that in mind.
But honestly, I walked away from that accident because I only had broken pieces of my back. I broke my collarbone, severe bruising, like all over my legs and my stomach. I had glass in my arm, and then I had a really bad concussion. But versus the alternative of passing away, obviously, I walked away. And I went through therapy for a very long time. I had very bad survivor's guilt. And then I also had issues like with my faith, and I had issues with death. I thought about death every day, all day. And it's interesting because I don't know about you, but my whole life, I was told you're not guaranteed your next breath. And yeah, you kind of like think about that, but you don't think that you're just going to die one day, that, you're going to be driving in a car, doing whatever, and you just won't be here anymore. And that's hard because my passenger, she was older than I. She was in her 40s at the time, but perfectly healthy human being. And she was here one moment and gone the next, like in the blink of an eye. So I now live life a little bit differently. I live every day to the fullest, and it just makes me sad when I'm sad because I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that pain because that's just one day that I don't get to live joy. And again, I just don't ever know when it's going to be my time. So I hate to live in sadness, but I've just had some really unfortunate things happen to me, and it does, I'm a human being, so it does bring on sadness. But I just thought the first part of this was very interesting that it was said like that, because that is something that I still, think about and struggle with some days, because you just never know. But I so appreciate the very nice comment and all the other comments on my other post.
Honestly, when it comes to this specific clip, there isn't really anything I disagree with. And since I've never had an experience like that, it's hard to really know what she felt after that accident, but we can only wish her the best. And it's unfortunate that her family was torn apart because of it. Now, as I promised you guys, we've got one more clip to go through, and I'd love to know what you think about it. So drop your thoughts in the comments.
I posted a video that asked a question: why are guys that I'm interested in not interested in me, and guys that are interested in me, I'm not interested in them? And I asked this because I was very frustrated in that moment, because I am still like getting over a guy that I was seeing in the fall that hurt me really bad. It was going so well, and then he blindsided me, like totally blindsided me, and that hurts, and it still stings really bad today. But then I also have a very good guy friend here in Arizona that he would drop everything for me.
You know, I hadn't actually watched this full clip, but now that I'm listening to it, I swear to God that I've seen or reacted to this before. With a little more context to this whole thing though, I wonder if it'll hit me differently this time. But let's carry on.
And I appreciate that, and I love our friendship, but he has flat out said that he just wishes that I saw him as more of a friend, because he thinks we'd be perfect together and get married and live this life. He also called me yesterday, and he's like, I have a surprise for you. I'm like, okay. He's like, this is for you and your neighbor. Okay. He said, I know you're going to Moria Malin in the summer. I got you and your neighbor a hotel room for the night. Now, I probably should think this is very sweet and generous, but it's kind of like just too much for me. Like if I was dating this person and they did that, it would be so different, but as a friend, it's just like trying too hard. And even if I was dating you, like not seriously dating you, but dating you, it might give off like trying too hard vibes. So I didn't say that to make it seem like I'm too good for people, because I've never had that mentality that I'm too good for people or whatever. Yeah, I said that because I'm just still trying to process like losing someone that I really liked, and then I have someone that likes me, but I don't reciprocate those feelings. Like he's a great friend and I wouldn't want to jeopardize that. And I just have like brother vibes with him. So that's why I posted that.
While I feel for this woman and what she's been through, this is why a lot of women end up with guys who don't really give a crap about them. Of course, you don't know if things would actually work out for her and this guy friend if they got together. But seeing as he's someone she's got a connection with and seems to want to give her the world, maybe this dude wouldn't just up and leave in the middle of the night. That said though, women can't change how they feel about the guys in their life. But if I was to give this man any kind of advice, it'd be to stop wasting his time so he can go out and find someone he can actually build a life with. You guys already know that they were cooking in the comments, so let's get into it.
You just ruined that friendship when he sees this. Unless he's a real simp and can't get any without paying for it.
Sounds like he's a nice guy that's shit out of luck, because if he treated her like crap, she'd want him. Women don't want good dudes, only bad ones. Prime example, and yet they wonder why good men are not putting themselves out here.
You should cut off the friendship with him. It's not fair to him for you to keep him around just for his friendship, especially when you know he has feelings for you.
He doesn't need to drop everything for you. He just needs to grow a pair and drop you. Speaking from experience.
Is it that he is nice and not a bad boy, or that you are not physically attracted to him?
And the original creator actually responded to this comment by saying,
No romantic chemistry, just not interested.
The interesting thing about her response is that it's the traits of the bad boy that often spark the chemistry between a man and a woman. And when a good guy doesn't have those qualities, women respond to them just like how this woman responded to the guy she friend-zoned. Also, it's odd to me that she said she didn't want to ruin her friendship with this dude, but goes ahead and makes a video like this, pretty much putting him on blast by calling him a tryhard. It makes me question how much she actually values him as a friend to begin with. It probably took this dude a lot to open up about his feelings, so to have the whole thing thrown back in his face is kinda cold, and exactly why men don't like to be open and vulnerable. Anyway guys, I'm just about done with all this, but share your thoughts down below to let me know what you think.